Facebook and YouTube. So, what up,
Okay.
guys? It's Mike at Drag Driver Pete, and my co-host for tonight, or actually the host for tonight, Mr. Cole Buckner, over here on my what would be your right side. It's actually my left. I don't know why it flips it, but it does. So Cole came to Eric and I with this idea of like, hey, with the race weight program, it's about consistency, right? Okay, this isn't race weight. We're not doing exercises and working out here, but everybody knows that if you can turn a wrench on your car for an hour a day goes a long way by the end of a month, right? I mean, it's kind of the whole thought process behind it. Well, Cole's getting ready for an upcoming event, and he was like, "Let's make a hangout. Let's take a chance on some people jumping in here that are also working in your shop. So if you guys are in your shop working, wrenching on your cars, let us know. Send me a message. Send Mike Narks a message on Facebook. I'll add you to the show here, and just hang out. Like, let's make this like a hangout thing, like just a weekly time for people to kind of get together and just, I don't know, man. It's always fun. What we don't want to have happen is people sitting in front of their computer interacting with everybody, but at the same time, like Cole's got a lapel mic on that is perfect for doing this because you can be working while you're also talking with people and telling them what you're doing. So, Cole, tell us a little about who you are, where you're from, and then what you're doing tonight. Kind of what's the goal?
I'm Cole. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. As far as Drag and Drive concerned, I'm kind of like a long-term listener, viewer, first-time caller. I didn't actually start Drag and Drive racing or do my first one till Six Smokies back in October.
Sweet.
But uh, I've been in love with this version of motorsports since it was like season one of Roadkill. They followed drag week for an episode, and Finnegan rode in Lutz's 57 Chevy,
Mhm.
and they had a lifter breakdown, and they were driving through the rain on those big meaty slicks, and it just looked like the worst best time you could have.
Yeah.
And uh, so tonight, I'm trying to get the car back together. I blew the engine up about a month before the circuit and was jamming, trying to get it back together. Had it back together and running the night before. Um, was having some weird oil pressure issues, but I wasn't going to let it stop me. I still had pressure, so I was going to send it.
Nice.
And the I took one last test drive the night before, and I was going to go to work, take a half day off work, come back, pack, and leave. And I walked around the front of the car, and the radiator just peed on my leg. And
Oh, dude.
and I ordered it. Probably we still went to the circuit. We showed up in my friend Jonathan's Corvette and just had some fun.
Hmm.
And ordered a radiator, and 3-4 weeks later it's finally here, and we're putting it back together. I've got a pit lane drags up at Texas Motor Speedway just north of us next Saturday, so about 10 days from now. And so I spent Sunday putting a new oil pump in it and getting the radiator back in it, and I'm about to recurve the distributor and start filling the fluids and see if I can get it running here in a few hours tonight.
That's awesome, dude. What do you mean a pit lane drags? What are you talking about?
So, have you been seeing like the is it Streetcar Takeover? Is that what
Hmm.
it is? It's like that, but it's not
Oh,
as
see,
serious.
I was thinking of Texas Motorplex, but yeah, Texas Motor Speedway. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's drag racing on pit lane, but at
Yeah.
least currently it's an event called Drift and Drags. So
Mm,
Jonathan, my co-driver from the circuit, he's actually big into road course racing and then drifting. And
nice.
so the event is called Drift and Drag, and they do 3 or 4 every summer here at Texas Motor Speedway. And
Hmm.
so the drag racing seems to have just gotten bigger and bigger each year. And I missed the first one, which was 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
Just waiting on the radiator. It showed
Yeah.
up. It showed up the day after the event. So
Love that.
I try
Love
to get
that.
it. Yeah, try to get it back together for the next one. And I'll even I'll drive the car up there and I'll actually test drive it with the trailer I bought from Brad back in February. I've been
Nice.
I've been itching to tow a trailer with this thing and see how it does, and so
Right, dude. That's awesome. I think this is going to be good. Again, this is something that kind of came from your mind as people come in here. This is interesting to me simply as a case study because I wonder how much. like, I wonder how many times I know I've been in the shop several times by myself, and I'm like, man, I'm going to turn on a podcast. But dude, if you could have like a time
Yeah.
with folks that are in there, I think this is going to work. So, again, if you're out there, if you're jumping in the shop and you're going to be wrenching tonight, holler at us, let us know. I'll send you the link to jump on as a, I don't even know, a guest, I guess is probably what would be the best way to say this. And then,
Participant, maybe.
yeah, participant in the, live from the shop night, I guess. So we're gonna work on different nights and see what this is. Obviously, with my schedule, it's crazy. With everybody's schedule, it's crazy. But again, brainchild of Cole here, and I'm kind of excited. So if you want to do start wrenching, start doing your stuff. I'm gonna stay here and kind of manage some of the comments and things like that. And
Okay.
then, of course, we'll go from there and see how this plays out. I will have to run back in the house here in just a little bit, but you know, we can get you rolling.
Yeah, yeah, no worries. You see, you able to zoom these cameras? I have no idea.
I doubt it. So I'm gonna make you big
Oh, okay.
so people can see most of your screen and less of mine because I'm just sitting here being, you know, a bump on a log and not working, even though I am in the shop. So
All right. Button. I have 2 starter buttons on my radiator support, and half the time the passenger side one doesn't like to work.
nice.
Maybe the connection is just loose. Sure works when you bridge the terminals.
Right. Do that with a screwdriver. Sorry, I'm flipping over. I'm messaging with Dan Nissen right now.
Yeah,
Trying
I'm hitting it
trying to
with
get my
the
plan.
screwdriver
Nice.
and trying not to shock myself. I'm just trying to get it to where I can see the screws in the distributor, because this thing actually, I don't even remember what brand this distributor is, but it has its own like curve limiter that you can adjust without taking
Oh,
it
interesting.
apart. And I bought like that disc and everything from Mancini Racing to like limit it, and then when I took it apart, I found out that I didn't need it at all.
That's always good. You know, you're helping spur the economy.
Yeah, just buying things I don't need and then
Yeah.
it not being worth returning, so I just hold on to it. Like any good Mopar guy, I guess I'm starting my parts hoard.
Yeah, you know, guys, that's next level stuff.
All right, I'm just gonna pull the distributor. I want to prime the oil system anyway. Okay, I know I've adjusted this with this specific ratchet before. Why is it not? Oh, no, it's not with this. It's with my adjustable wrench. Okay. I can see that now. Is it just one screw or two? One.
Kyle Merriman popping in here. He's probably working on his stuff. He's trying to get ready for the June 20th 2-lane throwdown.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, he just finished his build just a couple weeks ago. Like, he's been to the track one time with it.
What did he build?
A 58 or 9 truck, Turbo LS, all that good stuff. Clark's Auto and Performance says, "What the hell is that thing?"
My distributor?
Dude, that looks crazy. What is that? That's nuts.
It's just missing the rotor and the cap. I know you. I know you.
Is it like billet and all that? So that thing's.
It is billet, but it's not MSD. I'm trying to remember where I even. I don't know if it was a Summit brand unit or if I got it from O'Reilly's. I really don't remember.
Nice. That doesn't look like any of the janky stuff I've ran.
Yeah, it's got. I'll see if I can show it here in a second.
You said sarcasm from an EFI guy.
Yeah. It's like, I know it's not the fancy coil packs y'all have, but
that's okay. That's okay.
You'll forgive me.
All right. What's the setup in the car?
It's a 5.9 Magnum based small block. In my head, I call it the bad decision because it's got I think they're 4-inch bore stock, and it's been bored out to 4/125, and it's got a 4 1/4 stroke in it.
Nice. I bet that thing is a blast.
Yeah, so it's a 454. When we dynoed it, I dynoed it about a year ago. I got it running January of 25. And it put down like 435 to the tire through a 4-speed Mopar automatic, 46 RH, and seemed a little low to me, but it could just be a lot of loss through that transmission. But I went through 6 Smokies and did a couple other things with it, and then the spring I went and did at 6 Smokies I did a best of 711 at 98, 99. We spent the whole week trying to break 100. We couldn't break 100.
Oh,
and
dude,
then I went to a test and tune down at Extreme Raceway, XRP. This was in March, and just about immediately ran better. Oh boy. I did not look at which way the rotor was pointing when I pulled this out. Oh.
Dude, that's okay. Not good.
I didn't mean to put it back in just yet anyway. I think I was going to try to get the gear out and prime the oil system. But immediately ran a personal best of a 707, which was cool. And I'd never adjusted. I'd never touched the timing after the dyno session. We set it. I think we set it before the dyno session and didn't even touch it then. And I think it was I checked it at Extreme Raceway Park and adjusted it, and it was at 42 degrees. And I was like, that's probably a little much. And so I think I took 4 degrees out of it or something like that. And I immediately went quicker, like half a tenth quicker the next pass.
Dude, that's awesome.
I think that leads to why a few weeks later, I was on my way to a friend's house to build my trailer hitch setup. And halfway there, it got a rod knock. And so in tearing down, there was no evidence of oil starvation or anything. But my guess is with that much timing, I don't know why I couldn't hear any knock, but I was just beating the crap out of the rod bearings. And number 3 let go, and as I took it apart, number 6 was about to let go. It had lost all of its crush.
Man, that sucks.
Okay. I'm not going to be able to get that out in the car. We're just going to prime it with the starter. back to trying to put this back in. So I saw something about you lost a few lug nuts.
Oh, dude, it was an incredible situation. Big shout out to Danny Gruboff for saving my life. Yeah, I had some spacers on the back. I have spacers on the back of the old truck because the offset for the Nissan Titan wheels is too positive, and
Okay.
so it rubs the inside of the inner fender on the back side on the rear fenders. But I'm going around a bunch of corners and stuff, so just a inch and a half spacer on there, no big deal. Have been on there 5,000 miles, no problem at all. Well, apparently the lug nuts backed off or something, and then sheared all 6 studs off.
Was it shaking while you were driving?
No, not at all. It was like I hit a kind of a, I would say a pretty good sized dip, but really it may have been, thinking back now, it may have been just the wheel coming off. So, but it had been pretty rough. The roads coming back south out of Wichita to towards Tulsa because we were taking the trailer, and a guy named Miles, we were taking his car to his house in Tulsa because Danny was already headed south, and I was like, well, I can go that way. It only adds about 30 minutes to my trip. And so just bombing along I-35 south, and that dude decides to go a different direction. And I'll tell the story tomorrow night on the show too. But as I get out of the truck on the interstate, the first time it felt like I'd had a blowout. And I look and all the tires are up, but the brake drum had been sitting on the inside of the rim. So
Oh,
it wasn't immediately noticeable that the stuff was off, right? Because at that point, it's like 2 inches difference. I mean, not something you'd notice in a full panic.
yeah. The drum was pretty close to the diameter of the inside of the wheel, so it didn't move much.
Right. So, and the with it shearing the studs on the axle itself, it still had lug nuts on the wheel itself. So if you looked, it had the lug nuts on the wheel. So it's like, what the heck, man? What happened? So
It's
I'm like,
it's
okay,
it's,
well,
it's
Danny,
clearly not broken.
yeah, Danny and Miles had pulled over, and I thought at that point, I thought I had broken a leaf spring or something. Um, and so I thought, well, if it's not rubbing on anything, so I'll ease it on up the road to meet with them. And I pulled back out onto the interstate, and I guess obviously at that point, with the diff being welded like it is, it's driving along, but that drum is on the inside of the wheel, and it finally let go of the wheel hold and looked like a stanced car. I mean, like the wheel is all kicked out, to the side, and uh,
You
the
were
drum. Then then
you
I
were
could see
kicked out a little bit.
then I could see the stud hole through the wheel opening in the center. I was like, oh, that's not good.
That
So,
that there's your problem right there.
yeah. So we take one of the lug nuts, and I tell Danny, because it's a factory rear end, 12 bolt for the truck, and I said, go take this lug nut and get studs for this lug nut and this truck. I sent him a text. So he runs off. He goes to do that. Well, when he gets there, the ones that who knows? I mean, it's the right thread pitch, but it's the wrong, whatever splined part you would call that, knurled part or whatever that
Oh,
goes that
the
pulls it
shank
through.
was the shank the wrong diameter.
Right. So we're still roadside, and so he's like, "That's all they had." So we're like, "Oh shit!" So we grind down this splined area and try to pull them through to where they would, we're just gonna like manhandle it through there and get it to do its thing. And of course, we get like 2 of them to hold. The rest of them are not. So that master cylinder was giving me problems on an event years ago, and so I pull the brake line off. This is dumb. Don't do this at home, kids.
You
But I
pinched
pulled
it
that brake.
over.
Yeah, I pulled that brake line off and had capped that end. Okay, like 5 years ago. So
I remember you
or 3
mentioning
years ago.
something about that before.
Yeah, so get that all done, and then that's done before. So I'm like, well, there's no wheel pressure on or no brake pressure on that wheel, so it's fine. Let's just run with no brake drum on it, and we'll just make these. We'll grind these down, or we'll finish grinding these down, and we'll just make them nuts and bolts essentially, and that'll at least get us rolling down the highway. So that's what we did, and I made it 8 miles to O'Reilly's and Perry, and then we were able, at that point, we were able to bang out while we were on the roadside waiting for Danny to get back, we were able to bang out what's left of the wheel stud. Then we could take that wheel stud inside to O'Reilly's and say, "Hey, we need these instead of those big janky ones you sold us." And they only had 4 of the ones that fit, of course. So we left 2 of the nut and bolt deals, because those 2 had wedged themselves pretty heavily in the hole there. And so we put the 4 that O'Reilly's had in, slid the brake rotor on or brake drum on, and then put the wheel on very carefully without knocking any of the studs out. And I drove it home. So that's about 100. I think I was 100. We were 100 miles from Tulsa, and then I'm 100 miles from Tulsa to my house. So it's 200 miles to get to the house, and it cruised right along. But again, big shout out to Danny Gruboff for being the stud and the hero of the day, because man, it was pretty intense for a little bit there. I was really nervous. So my first thought was my wife and daughters were already in Tulsa doing Trader Joe's and some shopping. And so the plan was we would get there. I would drop off the little trailer. We could grab a bite to eat or I would grab a bite to eat with my family. And then we would just cruise together on the way home. Um, and so at that point, I'm like, well, let me call a tow truck and I'll just have it towed to Tulsa. But we had nowhere to go with Miles's little drag and drive trailer. And it had been like 3 or 4 hours for a tow truck to get there and all that kind of shit. And so we just decided, you know what, screw it, we'll fix it. And that's what we did. So it was pretty wild though. When we got back to O'Reilly's, well, it was pretty cool. I'm still always really surprised when regular people recognize me or the truck, outside of a drag and drive event. I mean, because a drag and drive, by the time you guys go to these events, you've probably seen or heard of something that I've said. Like you've probably watched some podcast or you've seen something or you've seen us posting about on Drag Driver Pete about upcoming events. And the kid behind the table was like, "Man, that truck looks familiar." I was like, "Ah, man, we've got a YouTube channel that we did a full build on it with my brother and all that stuff. And we have a shop account with O'Reilly's and all that stuff." And he's like, "Man, do you do those drag and drives or something like that?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So that's where we're coming from, was Great Bend for Rocky Mountain. He was like, "Man, that's so cool. Yeah, I've watched y'all's live streams and stuff before." He's like, "I thought you sounded familiar." I'm like, "Oh my God." So that was pretty cool to, kind of get recognized in the real world, not in
That's
the
awesome.
drag and drive world. So,
That's awesome. Isn't
so
it?
it was a great story, but it's got me second guessing myself on wanting to drive it to um, Montana for Big Sky Race Week. So that's what um, Dan
When is
Nissen and
that?
I were just messaging about. It's July. I would need to leave July 9th. But at the same time, I'm driving it on Great American Detour, which is, New York to, I'll say it here. I'm going to say it tomorrow night too, but I'm just going to follow Great American Detour to Tulsa and then have to come home because of the Big Sky Race Week turnaround.
Isn't that going on right now, or does that start towards the end of this week?
So Great American Detour's end of the month. It'll start the 27th of June.
Okay.
Rocky Mountain Race Week's happening right now.
For some reason, I thought it was. For some reason, I thought it was on top of race week.
No, there's not anything else. We've got Six Summer next week, and then Great American Detour the weekend after that. So Eric's going to be covering Six Summer a few of the days, and we're going to, just all that. So like, there's a lot of street miles going to be on the truck very soon. So I probably should be working on it instead of doing this. But I left my wireless earbuds in the house and all that kind of stuff. So And I really don't want, man, because you know how it goes, dude. It's going to end up like tonight, where you want to spend an hour out here, but it's going to be 3.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, you weren't saying we only want to do this for an hour, but I think it would be fun. So again, for the folks that are watching, if you want to jump in and be part of this live stream, and we'll wrench on your car while Cole works on his, and I work on some, I would say some background stuff for Drag Driver Pete, feel free. Clark's Auto and Performance here did say, he said, I have a boat with a small block Chevrolet, and someone said I should put a timing light on it. He said, do you know what that is? And if Casey's Truck Stop has one.
I don't know if Casey's has one, but get me some breakfast pizza while you're there.
Yeah, please. They do have the best breakfast pizza.
I had it for the first and only time on Six Smokies, and it was delicious.
No way, dude.
Well, we don't have Casey's in Texas.
Interesting. What's the big one down there?
Well, everyone's obsessed with Buc-ee's, but it's so crowded.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a new Buc-ee's in Springfield, Missouri, and it's insane.
And so if you want something just normal, I just go to QT. They're very consistent with taking care of the facility, and so the bathrooms are always
QT is awesome. There's one at the edge of Tulsa before I head out of town that I always stop at and grab a snack and top off whatever tank I'm in.
Yeah, and then if you're driving on 45 between Dallas and Houston, you're going through a town called Centerville. There's a place called Woody's Smokehouse, and that's a good place to stop at. They've got like barbecue and sandwiches and like this whole big selection of jerky, and that's very good.
Nice. Yeah, so just to give people an idea, from Bentonville, Arkansas to Billings, Montana is 1,240 miles one way.
That's not too bad, right?
No, it's not bad.
That's just what, 28 to 30 hours if you don't stop in a reliable car?
Yeah, right. It shows 18 hours of drive time, but we know how old trucks are, and that's not how that goes. Man, that's tough. That is tough.
Let's see.
Because I want to drive the old truck because I don't want it to be, I want to have those adventures in it, but dang.
Yep, we are 180 up. I'm glad I checked that. That would have been fun.
Oh, yeah. Get it all back together. What the heck?
And then my wife comes in. Why are you waking up the baby with explosions?
Oh, yeah. Clark's Auto asking, what are some good regional events this fall in the Midwest? Oh, man. Said he signed up for Cruise and Lose. That's one of the best ones out there for sure. I'll jump over here to dragdriverpete.com/events, and we'll pull that up. In the Midwest, let's look here. See here. Obviously, 666 going to be a good one. That is it's going to be a phone starting at Mocan, running to Bonne Terre, which is in southeast.
I'll be at that one.
That's going to be a great one, man. I'm going to go up for Mocan day 1 and or day 0 and day 1, and then the last day, and then Eric is going to hit the midpoint track. That's going to be a good one in the fall. Of course, I know it's not. It's kind of Midwest, but George Ray's, we're hosting an event November 6th and 7th. That's going to be incredible. Limiting to 100 cars. That should be pretty wild. I-57 Drag and Drive, September 4th through 6th at I-57 Drag Strip in Benton, Illinois. That's going to be a great one. Here, I'll tell you what. While you keep wrenching, I'm going to pull up my screen here, and we'll just go through some of this with folks.
Fill the water.
Yep. Tell me if you can see that one, Cole.
I can. Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah. So this is the dragdriverpete.com/events page here. These are um, different events like I-57 Dragon Drive, gives you your dates, all that kind of stuff, September 4th through 6th. Jacob Sachinsky, I got to hang out with him at Back to the Streets. That was pretty fun. Of course, Short Circuit event here, November 6th and 7th at George Ray's in Northeast Arkansas. Up in Indiana, Back to the Streets has already happened. I need to figure out a way to turn these red once they've happened. That would be pretty good. How about Drag Week? Obviously, that's going to be a great one. This year, Drag Week is going to be absolutely insane.
Where is it this year?
It's going to start at Route 66 in Joliet, and then it's doing like Byron, Cordova, St. Louis, which is a haul and a half, and then back up to Chicago.
Jeez.
Yeah, pretty intense. So I'll see. Back to the Streets. That's PRI show. So Indiana, we've already got all that knocked out. Man. Havlic's fastest streetcar shootout, I would say that's going to be a great event. That's August 8th and 9th at Cordova. This thing is going to be wild. Wild is an understatement for what this is going to, it's just going to be bad to the, just badass. Some of the fastest cars out there doing all the cool stuff that they're doing. That's really kind of it, except for the June 20th, and we got Route 66 Roundup of ours, which is August 2nd, which isn't really late in the season. Which I may have an update on it tomorrow. We may actually be, I may be sharing too much info here, but we may actually be moving that date around a little bit. They're trying to work on some stuff with the track and Motorama and all of that stuff. So,
That's
anyway,
it. Make sure your drain petcock is closed before you start filling your radiator.
Oh man, that's always a good idea.
I thought I was just spilling, and then I looked under, and it was open.
You weren't spilling.
Oh, I'm still spilling.
Clark says, I think the national events are losing some of their popularity and the regional weekend stuff is coming in strong. There are a lot of weekend things. And the great thing for like Eric and I are on our side at Drag Driver Pete, it really makes it great because regional events bring a ton of new people to the community. It's kind of one of those deals. It's much easier to end up in a weekend thing, talking your spouse or your job into just, Thursday, Friday off as compared to, you know, 9 or 11 days off of work or being away from home. So, the one thing that I do love about regional stuff is we are seeing people that do something like that first and then immediately try and find their next, they want to do a national event next. And the guys that are doing national events historically, they're grabbing a couple regional events to one support the community, but then two to be able to add more to their event list for the year. So used to where people would do one, they may only be able to do Rocky Mountain or Race Week or Six Summer or something like that. Now they can do one of those and a weekend deal and just keep adding to their stuff. Ah, Cody Ham, speaking of dudes that are animals right here, this guy, he's talking about going to Six Summer that ends on the 19th and then driving directly from Six Summer to the 2-lane throwdown at Tulsa. So it's like a 10 or 11-hour trip right after finishing a week-long event at Six Summer. I told him he's crazy, but dude, if he does it, that'd be awesome.
I think that would be really sick. But
Mhm.
what are you driving is the question.
Yeah. So Cody has a Mel Jeep that has a big
Oh,
turbo LS. Yeah. That does
okay,
big
that
wheels. Yeah.
car. That thing's awesome. I saw
Yep.
it at the circuit. That thing's awesome.
Oh yeah. Clark's Auto says, I want to do race week again in the Rockies. Yes, agree with that completely. And then Sig Week and Big Sky are on the bucket list. And that's why I want to do Big Sky this year because, man, I just can't believe that. The photos from Jesse Fox at 3G Video that he posted up from that thing, oh, man, it looks incredible. Plus, I want to meet a whole bunch of new people. So,
yeah. Need to I got an idea. Need to run the starter without running the fuel pump or the ignition.
Nice.
I'm gonna let you watch for oil pressure.
Oh, you want me to wave real big if it doesn't have any?
Yeah, exactly. Can you see the gauge?
Yep.
Do I need to turn the gauge lights on?
No, I think we're fine.
Okay.
Should there be pressure building up on that gauge? Ooh. Anybody know? Turn it on.
Did we get any?
Are you sure your gauge is hooked up?
Yeah.
It didn't.
When you're running the starter, it really takes a while. That's why I was hoping to be able to do it with the drill, but and now my ground strap is smoking, so that's fun.
Nice.
I'm gonna check on that, and that seemed to be getting hot.
Yeah, I don't think that means bad stuff, right? It just means maybe that didn't work.
Yeah, that's how I've done it every time so far. But yeah, every time my friends are like, "Are you sure you've got it everything hooked up?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then we run it for like another minute, and it finally starts to creep up on the pressure.
Ah, I gotcha.
Ooh, that ground did get hot. Did that get so hot? That is not typical.
What's the setup in the car?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a Mopar small block 454 stroker. It's got Brodix heads and a solid roller cam with T&D rockers, and then it's a 46 RH automatic transmission, which is basically a 727 with an electronic overdrive on the back of it.
It literally is. Like, if anybody has ever seen one of those, it's literally that 727, and it's just like blink.
It replaces the long, skinny tail housing with an overdrive unit, and the transmission itself is a little fatter. Like, you have to beat the tunnel a little bit to get it in place, but not too bad. And I just run it on run it with some switches. You can run it with a lot of people run like a vacuum switch on their carburetor, and then to some transmission pressure switches to essentially make it an automatic, which is cool.
Nice. Cody Ham says, just start it and pray.
Yeah. I'm going to move some grounds around because that made me nervous.
So is this a 2-bay garage at the house, or what? What do you got here?
Oh, yeah. Let me show you around. So it's a 2-bay garage.
Nice.
So car here, not a lot of space in front of it, but we do have air conditioning.
Oh, nice.
I've got my big white.
That's a huge mini split unit. That's huge.
It's a 1.5 ton, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I didn't really insulate much. And then this is kind of we use the garage also as the entrance and exit of the house. So I always have to keep the path clear.
Yep.
But toolbox, bike, my friend's engine hoist that I need to get out of here before it jinxes me. And then
what's the bike?
It's a 2016 Ducati Scrambler.
Oh, sweet, dude.
Yeah, I actually haven't ridden it in I think like 6 months since my son was born.
Yep.
I have to pick him up after work every day, and so it's not exactly practical to ride that to work. But yeah, just kind of doing as much as I can with all the space.
Nice. Yeah, I dig it.
It's a bit of a mess right now.
Yeah, dude, that's everybody's shop. I'd hate to show you mine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing tours in mine, I promise.
Yeah, I've like made a couple like small YouTube videos working in the garage, and I kind of feel bad sometimes when I don't clean up first, and then I watch like Nivlak 57, and they're building just really badass shit, and their garage
They
is always a
wreck.
mess.
What's wild to me, I feel like they have like 9 buildings or something they build stuff in because like every time he's doing something, he's in a different room,
Yeah,
and I'm like, man, I want to go to their compound. I don't know if they don't have a compound, but I want to go to it and see it.
well, they just started a podcast too. I was listening to their first episode today.
Nice. I haven't seen that yet, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, they were talking about their hot V they're working on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put LT heads on and LS block because the valves are flipped, and so that lets him run just a stand, like not have to get a custom cam to run. The exhaust is the intake, and the intake is the exhaust. And he just put up a video the other day of the headers, the header being done, and it's just wicked looking.
Those guys are crazy. And what the amount of stuff they get done in that amount of time is just it's insane.
It is ridiculous. I truly don't understand it. It's like it seems like I know it's movie magic and editing and everything, but it seems like every other week is like, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this custom motor mount setup and engine swap together and
Yeah.
dyno it and run an 8-second pass all in a matter of like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
While I've got the basic architecture for this car in this car, and it took me a year
But
to get it running
right, but those guys wrench all the time. You know
constantly.
what I mean? Like, and they've done it for a long time, so that helps.
Yeah.
Especially when you're building stuff, that just helps a bunch. Well, while you're doing some of that, I'm going to work on the route that I'm planning to run everybody on for what you call it, 2 lane throwdown.
Oh, sweet.
I'm trying to figure out.
That's the first of your 1-day events, right?
No, we've already hosted the first one. This is the second one of 3.
Oh, okay.
And it's next weekend, so it's the 20th, which is going to be kind of fun. So the problem I'm having though, the loop I have currently that would be perfect is only 43 miles. That ain't long enough.
What does it go by?
So we have a new title sponsor for these events named Velocity Motorsports. So we'll leave Tulsa and leave the Raceway Park and drive south to their place. And then there's a Bass Pro Shop down the road from them. I thought may make a good route stop. And then the Blue Well of Catoosa, they just did a complete rebuild on it. It's got a brand new facility and everything built there. Everything is new except for the well itself. And so it's a great loop because then we can go up to the Blue Well. We can pull out of the Blue Well and kind of sneak down just down 66 just a little bit and come in the back way to Tulsa Raceway Park. But it's only 43 miles and that ain't enough.
We stopped somewhere for parts, and I don't know if it'd be last minute or not, but they were really cool. It wasn't far from Tulsa Raceway Park. Shoot, was it called Grand Prix?
Oh yeah, Grand Prix is awesome.
Yeah, we stopped there. We needed a Grand Prix Auto Sports Center.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need another route stop, that place is something to walk through.
Yeah, Grand Prix is super cool, but they kind of compete with what Velocity's trying to do. So I don't want to.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah.
Hmm.
They compete with that, and according to them, they compete with Summit too. So
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, so it's just this is part of the life I live now. Just trying to find cool route stops.
I was in the. That's how I met my wife and most of my friends was the car club at college,
Mm-hmm.
and we were. I ended up being in charge of our events called rallies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they so at least our version, it was you give everyone a coded set of directions. Like they're literal like 3-digit codes of telling you where to turn or how many streets to count before you turn. You check in at checkpoints and you have to run essentially within like a perfect time. It's not like fastest wins,
Mm-hmm.
essentially, because then that would be street racing and that would be illegal. Um,
That's illegal.
exactly. And so all of our times were based on an average travel speed of 5 miles an hour below the speed limit. And
Oh, sweet.
yeah, and so that was it was a lot of fun. Like it was a good probably 2 hours every like one Friday every month. You'd go do that, and then you'd end up somewhere and eat dinner, or go bowling or whatever at the end of the night.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna try this again and see if it smokes.
Hit it.
Well, it didn't smoke.
Nice.
It did drain the battery though.
Dang it.
I have no way of knowing if that built pressure or not, but we'll fire it up and idle it here in a minute and see what it does. So tell me about the Narcs cart.
The Narcs cart's awesome, man. It is it started life so everybody knows the old truck, obviously. So the old truck was a lot of fun, but wouldn't hold everybody in the family.
Okay.
So the wife was like, "Hey, why don't you build something that can haul everybody?" So I said, "Okay." And at that time, nobody was really doing giveaway cars. It was kind of early in that whole process. And so I thought, man, I'll do a giveaway car as something that's fun. But you don't have to purchase anything, which is typically, that's not the way it goes.
Yeah.
And so we were at that point, we were working on growing our narcoleptic brand. And in that, we decided, hey, this would be fun to do this. And basically, it's a '03 Grand Marquis that I bought from an old man for $900. He had wrecked. He had ran into the back of a Jeep Wrangler, I think, and the tire on the back had pushed in the hood and the top part of the radiator and all that kind of stuff. And his kids told him he couldn't drive anymore. I mean, this guy was like 85 years old, and so from there, I buy it because I wanted a full frame car, so I could, so it was easier to do. Um,
The cart.
it was easy, like, yeah, because you didn't have to. I didn't at that point know how to bend and weld tubing and stuff like that. And Steven did, and so he's like, "Well, I'll show you." And so that was really kind of part of the process. Was like, "Hey, show me how to," because when you're doing a roll cage, it's pretty intense, especially with the way some of the bends are on that car. And so anyway, so that's where it came from, was something dumb, and welded the diff 3 different times. Um, it's got 430 gears in the back that I got for free. Shout out to Philip Bursey. Um, like, it was just basically a whole bunch of parts that people were either had super cheap or they were just throwing away, basically. And so that's what I took and built a dumb car out of it. We've done hundreds of burnouts in it. I don't know, hundreds of burnouts. It's been from my house here in Northwest Arkansas to Indianapolis, Indiana for the first Cletus and cars outside of all that stuff, outside of Bradenton. Um, that's where I met Carl Balzer and Richard Brewer at Dirty Panda. Got to hang out with him for the first time. And then from there, it was like Rocky Mountain, or we did Race Week for 2 years in it, broke it each time. Um, the first year, I, I don't remember what I broke the first year. It was something easy, and I just had no way to fix it. And then the second year, we completely destroyed the transmission.
Oh,
I was on the nitrous, and being that the line was so long from the solenoid to the actual to in front of the turbo, uh, I was trying to let off the button as it shifted, and of course, nitrous is still coming out of the hose, so it went to the moon. We lost overdrive in Ennis and drove it with third gear and 430 gears from Ennis, Texas to Tulsa that year. Made
that's a
that
long
trip.
drive.
Yeah, made a just an easy pass on it going down the track. As we pull into Mid America that year in Arkansas City, Ark City, Kansas, uh, we lost the drive portion of it. Or sorry, as we pulled out. No, as we pulled in. Well, there's no cell service at Ark City, so you have to basically like drive down the road to get any kind of service. Well, my brother was there in another Volkswagen Golf that had been built into a cart as well, and so we drove into town. It was like 8:50 when we left the track, and the O'Reilly's closed at 9, and we were going to try a transmission fluid and filter change to see if we could get the gears back, and they gave us the wrong transmission filter, so we had
Oh,
new fluid, but we got it all changed. And I made a just to break the beams, idle down pass there, and then as we left, we got third gear back, so we drove to the hotel. My brother lost a wheel bearing. We worked on it till 5 o'clock in the afternoon the next day. But at the same time, the reason we were all there till 5 o'clock was because as me and my co-pilot Dustin Prince and Dustin's brother Ryan, who was my brother's co-pilot, we were leaving headed to Oklahoma City to finish the week. We lost third gear again. But what was so crazy is if you kept the thing matted, if you kept it 100% throttle, it would shift 1 through 4. Like you could get into overdrive, but as soon as you let off the throttle, it would go to neutrals for third and fourth gear.
it only
So
had just enough pressure at full throttle to
yeah,
to engage
to lock
everything.
up the clutches. And so we were like 40 miles into the trip at this point. So I call my brother. We're 200 plus miles from Great Bend or from Oklahoma City. And at this point it's like noon, and I'm like, we could go 30 miles an hour in second gear. There's no way it would have lasted till then. It'd have been boiling hot. So for 40 miles, we would flat foot this thing until, I don't know, 90, 95 miles an hour. And then I would throw it into neutral and we would coast as far as it could go till we got to around 30 miles an hour. And then I would shift it back to second, mad it again. And then that car, it's just 1-2 overdrive on your gear selector. So I would
Okay.
keep it in second till it was like on the limiter, and I would put it into the overdrive, and it would shift to third and then fourth. And this poor old lady in a minivan, she came by it in one of those downshifts. And so, like immediately after she passes us, I'm flat footed, meow, past her, full throttle. And it's got a GT45 turbo on it. It doesn't make any boost, or didn't then. And, but it is full scream as we come screaming by her in this janky ass Grand Marquis that looks like it's a death cart for everybody that's out there. But I'm pulling a trailer that's got all of our shit on it, like all of it. Um, and so we come by her at about 70 and slow down again before the end of the 4 lane there, and she comes back past us, and she's about a half mile ahead, and here we come again. Just
I'm just imagining Griswold meets planes, trains, and automobiles.
oh yeah. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. It's a great story. I love that story. And then that car set. So that was September of 21. And then I started really leaning heavily into drag and drive podcasting and talking to people. And I was still doing all of that under the Narcoleptic Customs brand, and ended up doing 100 podcasts over there. And then January of 22, of course, was going to Sick Week with my boy Justin Chestnut in his Model A. And 2 days before Sick Week, I started Drag Driver Pete. So without the Narcs cart, we wouldn't have done Race Week 2020 and Race Week 21. And who knows if we'd be where we're at now. So it was pretty awesome, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah. When we came by that lady the second time, her face was like, what the fuck is happening? What are these dudes doing? Oh man, it was a good time.
I thought you were just harassing her.
Oh yeah, I let Timmy Meehan drive it for a minute, and he was getting the foot on the gas and then stab the brake, alternating like that. And it had 31-inch tall tires all the way around it, and he was getting the 31s on the front off the ground as we're driving like 30 miles an hour. So I don't know what happened to the transmission.
Oh God.
We blame it on Timmy. So, for the folks that are just jumping in here, we are live because Cole is like, hey, let's get these guys motivated. Let's get these folks working in their shops and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
so while he's doing that, I'm working for another few minutes, anyways. And I've got to bounce inside to the house. The wife and them are almost home.
Time is it? 8:00. Okay.
Yeah. Where are you at again? South of Houston or south of Dallas?
No, I'm over in Fort Worth, just north of.
Oh, sweet.
Just north of Fort Worth, Haltom City.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm right outside the 820 loop. Then 20 minutes from Texas Motor Speedway, and an hour from the drag strips down in Ferris and Ennis.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
I may try to mute myself for just a second and see if this thing fires up.
Do it. Yeah, Clark has a great point here. He says, why mute it? We're car guys. Cole's wife, wait, unmute his mic. We want to hear the hot rods.
Okay, can you hear me now?
There we go. Yeah.
All right. Nope, not enough battery. Sorry to disappoint. Let's see if my jump
heart
box
broken.
is here,
Everybody share that. That we need to rally around this dude.
I wasted. Is the jump pack in your car in the Tahoe? Wait, check. We're getting the jump pack. Hang on.
Oh, sweet.
No. I didn't even start the car up. The baby just woke up.
Mm-hmm. See what you did, Dad?
He's disappointed that the battery's dead.
It's like I was hoping it would be a rumbling.
Okay. No. I triggered the BMS on the battery. That's not going to start up for a minute now. Damn it.
What does that mean? What do you mean? What's VMS?
Here, I'll show you. It's a lithium battery.
Ooh.
And it's got a battery management system in it. And so
gotcha.
if you run the voltage too low, it'll just shut off, and I can tell it's shut off because the charger isn't even blinking. But it's just an itty bitty little.
Nice.
It's actually a power sport battery, which is great when it's not dead. But let me see if I can turn it back on with the backup tender. Okay, it's back on. I don't know that I can set up a jumper and a tender at the same time.
Yeah, don't be doing too much dangerous stuff. We don't want to have to make you full screen and watch a bunch of sparks.
Let's see. Just need you to fire up long enough for the alternator to take over. Then we don't care if the battery turns off.
Oh yeah.
Damn it. All right.
Hey. Closer.
Yeah. And I have no idea what the timing's at since I took the distributor out. So I need a better jump box is what I need. This one's a little weak. I'm going to down off the jack stands while it charges.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You ever perfectly put a jack stand under a car where you can't release it?
Yep.
Come on. There it is. Trying to think of anything I can do while I charge the battery. It's like I've already put some water in it, and I can't put any more in it until it runs.
Mm-hmm.
I already filled the oil. So I guess I'll do what everyone avoids doing. I'll clean.
Nice.
Did you go back down? Yeah.
How old is he?
6 months. He turned 6 months on Monday.
That's awesome.
A week ago. Yeah. Not yesterday. Monday. The first.
Well, congratulations to you guys. That's a fun time.
Yeah, we're very lucky. He's a very happy baby.
Nice.
I can just give up. There we go. Figure out anything with the route yet?
No. I moved on to Rodney Reeves. Big shout out to him. He's been writing these articles. He's backbone of Drag and Drive for us. So he wrote one with Kelvin Poe, who has the yellow Pontiac GTO. It's got a big cubic inch, big turbo on it. So I was posting it up, trying to come up with names and titles and all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. Titles are one of the hardest things about writing articles.
So what's it actually about?
So the backbone of Drag and Drive is guys that are 10 to 13 second averages. And this one here is Kelvin has some super cool Pontiacs, and this Pontiac he has now, he just finished about a year and a half ago. And, with doing 14 events, I mean, he's always kind of been in that 10 to 13 second range, which is the meat and potatoes of Drag and Drive. Like, those really fast guys get a bunch of attention because that car is so hard to drive on the street and all that kind of stuff. But these guys that drive 12-second cars or 10-second cars, they fill the rosters of Drag and Drive. And
yeah, they're the ones filling the exactly like you said. They're the ones keeping the events going.
Yeah. Yep, and they're also the dudes that have a really great story with a lot of these cars. So Rodney kind of came up with this idea, kind of like what you had tonight, and just man, we're trying out a bunch of different things. Anytime that somebody is interested in providing more coverage and doing doing the work, like I mean, everybody has great ideas, but people need to be willing to put in the work, and Rodney's done that. He's done a great job with it. So
That's
he's
awesome.
been writing. We're on number 12 now, and so he's done a good job, filling in a bunch of gaps in a part of the community that rarely gets looked at second, as a second glance. So we're just trying to kind of tell some of those stories, and he chose Kelvin Poe for this one, which is dude, just he's super cool at Rocky Mountain Race Week right now, and all that kind of cool stuff. So you know, he writes these cool intros, and then he has a basically the same set of questions he asks every racer that he sends these to, and then um, takes those, and we split it, and I put an outro with Kelvin stuff. I got a little nerdy and kind of went into some of his times at different events and things like that, and then kind of put my why I like Kelvin and why his wife Cindy's awesome and all that stuff, and then you know put it out. So now I'm trying to just again figure out titles, man. A little bit of chat GPT help kind of to help my brain get in the right mode, and then, you know, take a few of those different ones and add my own stuff to it. So,
Kind of combine them together.
yeah, I generally have the right plan of what I want to do, but man, sometimes I just need a little bit of chat GPT help to put that polish on the title. I don't use it to write the article, but use it to help me do some writer's block.
Yeah, I'm not really a writer or anything, but I've kind of taken on trying to boost our social media at work, and so I've been using the Google AI a lot to help with that, or
Yep.
like give me ideas of what to post or take pictures of.
Mm-hmm. Just pulled up Track Driver Pete on Facebook. It was like live. I'm like, what the heck? Oh yeah.
It's me.
Durr. It's, yep, we're live right now.
Of course, I know him. He's me.
Yeah. Like weird. Uh, it's been a long day. You may have already said this, but how long have you had the car?
How long have I had it?
Mm-hmm.
I got it the summer of 2012. I was
Damn, that's awesome.
I was 17, junior high school.
God, you were 17 in 2012,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, I'm 31
That's
now.
old. God.
Yeah, and so my grandfather was he had a car collection, and in a sense of like if it was something cool, it didn't have to necessarily be nice. He he got it. He did have quite a few nice things, but then he also had stuff like this, and like the first car I drove was a kind of ratty 40 Ford 5 window coupe with
Oh, nice.
a Navajo blanket seat cover.
Yeah.
So it was kind of just all over the spectrum. And
I like him already.
yeah, that's why I told him when I was 17 that I wanted this car, and he just turned to me and shook my hand and said, "Drive it home."
Wow. How cool, man.
Yeah, and so I drove it an hour and a half home, and I've had it ever since. And it's run a lot, and it's also had a lot of years where it didn't run at all. So let's see, I got it running in January of 25, and it hadn't run or driven properly in almost 5 years
Oh
before
my
that.
gosh.
I started tearing it down for a big build right before COVID hit. Um, and I just kept letting other things, other hobbies, other distractions get in
Mm-hmm.
the way. And I would just put it to the side and put it to the side. And, you know, friends got into mountain biking. So I got into mountain biking and did that and still do that quite a bit. And then other friends got into dirt bikes. So I got into dirt bikes because I wanted to hang out with my friends. And so I
Yep.
would just do that. And then I finally put my foot down. I was like, no, I'm gonna put this damn car together.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it had. I guess I looked at the VIN. It was originally a 273 4-speed car. The clutch pedal's still under the carpet.
Oh, sweet.
When I got it, it was a 5.9 Magnum crate motor and a 727.
Mm.
And I in college I started watching Roadkill and saw like the drag and drive stuff, and I was like, I need overdrive. And so I tried to do a 46 RH swap in college with a transmission I got out of the junkyard, and it was a piece of junk transmission, and that started
Mm.
the downfall of the car never running. It was like, well, now I'm graduating college, now I got it, now I'm getting a job, now I'm busy doing this, doing that, and the other, and so finally hit some stability and got back on it.
Nice.
Instructions for this. Volt power. Okay, let's see if it'll start now.
We believe in you.
5 more minutes on a trickle charger ought to do the trick, right?
Yeah, right. I would think so.
There's a chance. Saying he's on his way. It sounded like Facebook Messenger.
Scott Guthrie's watching from Rocky Mountain Race Week.
Oh, how was the drive day? Was that today? No, that was yesterday.
Yeah, a little bit yesterday and today.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'll message them back later. Tally ho. Will you grab that? I left the carburetor cover on. Yeah.
Come on.
Dang it.
You know you want to.
They don't make a bigger one. They do make a different one. It's just way more expensive. I must just have no timing in it. More appropriate amount. Not that it matters now. Nope. Let's wait for Chance and his jump pack. His jump pack's better.
Nice. If everybody remembers last week, we talked about the cheeseburger bets for Red Hat Scotty and those guys in the 10-0 index. Sounds like in the messenger here, they're fixing a race here in just a little bit on the live stream over on Bang Shift for Rocky Mountain.
Red Hat Scotty and who?
So it's Red Hat Scotty, Nico, Megan Allenson, Jesse Hazlitt. There's 8 of them total that are. Tom Bagley's in on it, so they're going to run heads up with a 10-0 index style race till they come out. So it's a 8-car shootout, and they'll run all 3 rounds tonight.
That sounds like a long. You said 8 cars?
Yeah, yeah. So it's just 3 rounds.
That's not bad.
Nah, it'll be easy.
I opened YouTube and freaked out for a second. I was like, what is my garage doing up there?
Why is it on TV?
Yeah, I've got the live feed pulled up on my other computer now.
Nice.
But nothing's happening.
Yeah, I'm going through Drag Week 2024 photos to find photos of Kelvin Poe's car for this article. It's probably one of the hardest things about this as well. Not only just coming up with what to write, then writing a title, then, oh, well, better go through our thousands of photos on Facebook to find the pictures.
I'm still trying to find a picture of Jonathan's Corvette from the circuit. I've been looking through every photo drop Eric's done, and we haven't been in it yet.
Dang it. Well, he just dropped a new run here. He just sent it to me just a few seconds ago.
I'll have to look through it. Like, I think besides the go-kart track, we might have just missed him every day.
Oh, man. Yeah, he tries to get photos of everything, of every car. But man, sometimes it's just tough.
Oh yeah, it's hard. Oh, hey there. We're live on the internet.
So you have to get it started.
Hey, do you have your NOCO with you? I do. Okay, we're gonna need it. Oh wait, no. You don't have it? No, I can go get it. You drove the wrong car. Yeah, I drove a 350 instead of truck. We're trying to start the car, but I killed the battery trying to prime the oil system, and now we've been trying to give it some time to charge and then start it, and then no. Yeah, we're live with Mike from Drag Driver Pete. This is my co-pilot from Six Smokies, Chance.
What up?
You mean you don't just have a jump box in every car you own?
I do in Karen's car and I do my truck.
How smart would
Car I
that be?
never drive it.
What are the odds that? But the car you never drive, that usually means it's the car that's going to be dead, right? Okay.
You do the old Milwaukee jumper.
Oh God. 18 volts just jumped straight off a Milwaukee battery.
Mm-hmm. Party.
Yeah, I think it's time to replace this thing with a NOCO 2000 or whatever. Yeah. It's got oil. It's got some water in it. It needs to run to burp to get more water in it. But we need to run it to see if it's got oil pressure because I didn't have anyone to watch for oil pressure at the moment.
The guys on the computer sucked.
Honestly, that was a bad idea because I didn't even have headphones to hear you tell me if I had oil pressure or not. I
Right?
stuck the laptop in the passenger seat. I was like, "Hey, let me know if I have oil pressure," and then I couldn't hear a thing he said. You were busy. I think I do have jumper cables.
I see a perfectly unused Tahoe with a good battery. Full battery and use it to jump.
We can. It's fine. It's unlocked, I think. Seems like a lot of work, though.
Gotta do it. We're gonna lose the shop.
We're gonna lose the shop.
Yeah.
It's on the shelf, but I need to go
on
pour it
pins
because
and
it's finally
needles
done.
now.
What do we need? A 10 mil on an extension to get the clamp out? How do you hook jumper cables up to this battery, though? It's like, how are we going to hook jumper cables to this battery, though?
Black to red, red to black. That's how it goes.
Okay. I have no idea if the mic is reaching out here to the driveway.
We can hear you.
It is not a 10 mil. It's like a 12 or a 13. I got it off the mount. We really just need whatever this is.
Oh, you got off the mount?
Yeah, we just need
That's gonna be a 10.
Could you just not throw sockets at my truck? Put it all the way on the ratchet and then it won't fall off.
No. Your long 10 is missing.
You need here. I have an extension right here.
Oh man. Clark's
Yeah, that
either
one's
trying to
good.
get into an argument there. He said, "What's your guys' opinions on EV running in?" I love it. Bring it on.
I think we should help that swap the Tahoe and use that for your family drag.
I should Hellcat swap the Tahoe.
Hellcat blower swap it for sure.
Hi, Hemi. I guess if we grab the bolts out of those wires, we can. We have a battery.
Nice.
We hooked up now? This looks like Frankenstein. It's alive!
We believe in you, battery.
I haven't heard the starter click like that before. Yeah. She's woman thinks batteries grow on trees or something.
Well, at least they're really inexpensive. If I was talking to my wife, I'd tell her it's like 30 or 40 bucks.
Only 30 or 40 bucks.
Yeah. They're normally 100, but they're on sale, 60% off. I had to buy it. Come on, there we go.
Got 22. We have oil pressure
That's awesome.
for now. Got like a 10-degree sweep in it right now. It's pretty good. It's finally starting to gargle some water. That looks like oil pressure. What's it at? Like 40.
wife wants people.
Buy her what?
One of the no-goes.
Give me another jug of water. It had no water temp, no water temp, no water temp, and then the thermostat opened and it had all the water temp. I kept watching the water bubble, waiting for an opportunity to pour water in, and it never came.
So what did you do from the last oil pressure issue?
Replace the oil pump with a standard volume like we had before it blew up, and a high pressure spring. Okay. But my probe isn't turning the fans on. So I need to figure out what's going on there. Unless it's... Oh, because it's still just dead cold up here. And I can't get the probe to go as far in as it has before in the old radiator. I fired up again. Still at 20? 19?
That's pretty funny.
It's a 40 weight instead of the 50 or 60 we were running before. So it could be, so far, it could be good. It's running.
That's awesome.
low was it before?
Well, it's still not fully up to temp yet, but it was getting down like that. Huh?
It's still dropping.
It's still going down. I didn't find any problems, other than maybe it is just heating itself again, but
Did you cut open your last filter?
yeah, it's same or better than the previous one. Still at 11? Doesn't make any sense. Well, that didn't make any sense unless this new cooler is just a piece of junk.
Are you bypassing the cooler?
I haven't yet. I can. I have a fitting to bypass it with.
I would bypass it.
Yeah. Because the cooler is post filter, so I kept the old one. We could probably put it back on.
This is probably eliminating.
Yeah. Let me find the fitting. There it is. I'm still having crazy low oil pressure at hot. Not sure what's going on there. No, it's right here, up front. This is the right size, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Guess we'll pop those lines off and see what it does.
Try a different sensor too, just to see.
It's not a sensor, it's a gauge. It's the same gauge we had at Six Smokies. It's just a capillary tube. It's just mechanical. What's crazy is it has like 80 psi cold, but then somehow it's dropping to like 11 hot. So now through process of elimination, the only other thing that changed is this cooler. Yeah, it's a new model. It's just a new of the one that was in it. I replaced it out of precaution, but it's post filtered, so it honestly should be fine. Unless it's just a junk cooler. Might need a second set of hands here. Come here.
All right, fellas, I'm headed inside. I'm gonna leave y'all running. Whenever you're done, just close down your screen and send me a message and tell me, hey, I'm out, and I'll shut the live stream down. And again, whoever wants to do this, I'll be checking in every few minutes to see what's going on. But I got to spend some time with the family. But if anybody else wants to jump in and do some simultaneous shop work, hit us up. Let us know. Thanks for doing this, Cole. You're the man.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll let you know when we shut it off.
Yeah, no worries. See you, buddy.
Thanks, Mike.
Bye.
What I should have bought was caps because that cooler is full of oil. I should probably dump in the quart I just emptied. Boy, at this point, I don't care what oil I put in. I'm already mixing oil. You think that cooler holds half a quart? Quarter quart?
What?
So how much do you think that cooler holds?
Quarter half quart.
All right. Well, I guess. Fire it up, see what happens. Ah, got a nice mess to clean. You need to just buy some AN caps for this kind of situation. Boy. Watch our oil pressure just skyrocket. It shouldn't even be that hot, just idling. But originally in September, putting an oil cooler on improved our oil pressure. Now with this rebuild, it's just worse. I don't know, let's test it.
Hoping the line was leaking after your quick thing, but it's not.
It's not a cooler. It's not the cooler. I don't know. Other than maybe the motor's got to come back out. It's got, yeah, I think it's got to come back out. I don't know.
You gonna watch this game press rings again?
Huh?
You gonna watch this game press rings?
No, that's not, that wouldn't be oil pressure. And I don't think it's been running enough to be fuel dilution, definitely not on fresh oil. Where's my carb hat? Carb hat. Big plastic thing you took off the carburetor. Thank you. So unless it is just eating itself again, which sucks because I primed it and then I primed it in the car before it ever fired up.
They say about the quality of parts lately. Just gotten bad material.
It's, I don't know because I verified the bearing clearances. It's got tighter clearances than before. Not dangerous tight, just tighter. So if anything, it should have improved oil pressure. And it shows that when it's cold because it has 70, 80 PSI cold, which it never did before.
I'll pull another oil filter off and see if it's glittery again.
Is it? I just don't get it. Is it? Really don't. I don't want to pull it again, but I don't know. It looks like I'm going to have to.
That wild swing between 80 cold and
Yeah, 80 cold to 11 hot.
I wonder if something is just wrong.
I don't think so because nothing changed on the gauge. All I did was unplug it, pull the motor, and put it back in. And cold, it read the same as what my other gauge did when I primed it.
We have another gauge somewhere we could use that.
Yeah, I've got the one in the toolbox.
Try that.
We could try it and just see if it's different.
I like testing everything.
Yeah, I've got this one. You got the small line wrench?
Sorry, what?
Small line wrench, top right drawer. Yeah, I guess that's one thing I didn't try. Yeah, should be that. Yeah, should be. Actually, it might be the next one up. Yeah, it's the next one up. Sorry. Thank you. I don't know what could have happened to my oil pressure gauge.
Well, maybe before you got it. I'm hoping.
I might just need I think I just need a regular wrench. I can't get the angle on this thing. 3/8. So it'll be in that drawer. Same drawer. You are 3/8, right? Yeah. Valve covers are hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot.
I went from the attic because the wonderful previous seller, when mounting the chandelier thingy,
Yeah.
didn't the little spreader bar that goes between the beams to actually hold the little junction box in place that you mount things to?
Yeah.
He didn't actually screw those two beams. It was just resting on the drywall.
Oh.
And I was like, well, I swapped the fan and the chandelier thing, so Karen went to your head.
Nice.
But yeah, I had to go up in the attic to screw that in, so required so.
Okay. Well, hold this. I'm gonna fire it back up. Clark, I'm honestly not sure. So, quick rundown. Before I blew the motor up in March, it had a standard volume oil pump, had looser rod bearing clearances, and with 20W50, it would hold 20 psi at a hot idle. Like driving around in traffic, I could keep my foot on the brake, and it would be 20 to 22 psi. Now it's got tighter rod bearing clearances. At first, it had a high volume oil pump. I've just replaced it over the weekend with a standard volume because it looks like what I'm hoping is trash left over from the blow up destroyed that pump. It has a high pressure spring in this pump now. Now it's like 80 cold and 11 hot, and it was doing this on the high volume oil pump too. And we've got 60 miles since putting this motor back together. It takes time. It feels super low. Yeah, it's basically consistent with what that is. That one. So it's not the gauge. Well, it's not the gauge. I don't know. I guess, I don't know. Truly don't. I'm kind of baffled. That's a good question. $60 or $80 cold.
A lot cold.
And then it just falls off a cliff. I don't understand. The only other thing is I have this oil temp gauge to install, but
I can't that hot that quick first.
no, all we've been doing is idling.
Yeah.
I mean, you pull the dipstick, it's pretty thin, but like, I don't see any reason it should be worse than before the.
I know it shouldn't be curing oil.
And it's not low. It's above the full line.
I'm sure oil in it.
Right? Well, like I'm not saying this was its fault, but the night before this blew up, I put a quart of Lucas in it.
Just back to you.
Yeah, a quart of Lucas additive. I don't know either. It's past 9 o'clock, so I'm getting ready to call it a night. I got yellow jackets trying to make a nest on my ceiling. Look at that bastard. Okay. All right, folks. I'm gonna call it a night. I got to figure out what the next steps are with this thing. Just thank you for being part of the live stream. I think I'm out. We can go to YouTube real quick or Drag Driver Pete Facebook and find out. Yep, it's over. Is it still talking? Really?
Still at that.